Ever since it opened more than 10 years ago, Market Creek Plaza has been seen as an asset to its community. The shopping center at Euclid Avenue and Market Street supports local businesses and attracted one of the few grocery stores and the only Starbucks to Southeast San Diego. It also provides an amphitheater and other community meeting spaces. One thing you might not expect the plaza to bring is crime. But people who live nearby the plaza say its trolley station and stores create foot traffic, which attracts drug dealers.
I was sitting outside reading, and as a police car drove by, the drug dealer stashed her drugs in my bushes.
Herbert Taylor lives near the plaza and says drug dealing and prostitution happen regularly, right in front of his house.
I clean the area around my house and I find drug paraphernalia, things like that. So
this atmosphere makes residents like Sean Dudley feel unsafe, both at night and during the day.
We've learned to be very careful in a neighborhood that's ruled by gangs. During the day, you still have to be smart because you don't want to be in a position where you are alone, in which somebody who doesn't like you will do something to you.
In the past year, the 1-mile radius around Market Creek Plaza has seen 50 reports of drug possession, according to police reports collected by crimemapping.com. Move 1 mile away from the plaza, and that number drops to just 12. By comparison, a mile radius in the center of Pacific Beach had 25 drug possession reports in the past year. Reginald Jones is the CEO of the Jacobs Center for Neighborhood Innovation. That's the nonprofit that funds Market Creek Plaza. He agrees Market Creek has crime issues and is working to correct them. But he also points out that increased crime can often accompany business growth.
Anytime you begin development and you begin to increase traffic through development, you're going to be confronted with safety issues.
But Jones says the Jacobs Center recently cut its security force by almost half. Now just 6 guards patrol during the day. Nearby residents like Dudley say people loiter and deal drugs outside Starbucks and Food for Less. Dudley thinks the security guards may be too friendly to people causing problems.
They have security, but I think the issue with them is that they didn't understand what they were going to be up against when they built everything.
Reginald Jones says he's aware of the security guard problem and is working on it.
We've already talked about that here around increased training for our security force, leading to greater professionalism as well as knowledge and understanding of ways to approach issues of safety.
Community leader Barry Pollard also lives close to Market Creek. He restarted a neighborhood watch program last year to deal with escalating crime.
This is a motor home park that is known for a lot of drug dealing and prostitution.
We're talking about massive drug dealings. We're not talking about a lid here or small amounts. We're talking about bricks. And they were making transactions in the car late at night and moving apparently moving mass quantities of marijuana. Guys with masks on, handguns. And so that was the catalyst.
I think there was a shooting here on the right-hand side of the street earlier in the week.
Pollard's group meets once a month and calls each other whenever they see a problem. They have also built a good relationship with the San Diego police, and their efforts have shown results. Akon Thomas is a community relations police officer who works with Pollard's group. He says crime in Pollard's neighborhood dropped by 50% after the watch began.
The neighborhood watch program keeps their eyes on, and they can also give us a call and say, hey, I know this vehicle comes here at this time, and there's a license plate of vehicles. I know this particular house, there's a high traffic coming in and out, and which allows us to do research on those houses or on the persons that are there.
Pollard says the group not only stops crime, it empowers its members. That's definitely true of Herbert Taylor, who says he thinks about moving all the time.
Why run? That doesn't fix the problem. If there's no viable solution, then the crime and the drugs just moves to the next neighborhood and it gets worse.
He says you either deal with it or wait for it to come to you. Claire Trageser, KPBS News.